Hi, folks. Welcome back to another episode of Finding Data Friends, where we found a new friend that I've never met before. I'm excited to get to know you a little bit. Do you want to tell us who you are and, a bit about yourself?
Of course. Thanks for having me here, Jess and Ben. Hello everyone, all the data friends. I am Dhyan, full name Dhyanendra Singh Rathore. It's a bit of a tongue twister, so I go with Dhyan. I was born and raised in India, been living in Stockholm with my wife and a cute little bunny for last 3 years. So I've been working as a consultant for almost a decade now, and I'm in the middle of a job switch recently. I moved to Autoliv as their Power BI technical lead. So saying goodbye to
Right.
consulting and more about the line organization things. And other than that, I've been blogging for last 4 years, and recently I've been trying to be a speaker.
Awesome. Have you done New Stars of Data or something like that?
No, I didn't. So I started with a Swedish Power BI user group with
Okay.
Alexandra and Linda,
Yeah,
and
nice.
then I was a bunch
Two of
of
my
online stuff.
coworkers.
They're your coworkers.
Yep.
Fantastic. I'm
Yeah.
gonna see them again on the 23rd. They have another session of Swedish Power BI user group.
Perfect. Say hi
No,
from
you
me.
saw them. You
I will.
saw them 3
Oh,
weeks
yeah.
ago on the
Because of the
23rd.
time. Oh, yeah. Because it's October.
Correct.
Right. Time travel. It's hard.
Always amazing.
Awesome. So you've said you're into Power BI and that kind of the data world. But what is your favorite? More specifically, what is your favorite data thing?
Well, the answer is quite obvious because I just mentioned what I do. But then, how would I put it? As my favorite the data thing is not exactly Power BI, but the third-party tools that you have in Power BI.
Okay.
Right, so Power BI is just one tool. Like mostly when you say Power BI, most people think it's Power BI desktop, or maybe you just push it to publish it to the service, and then you have desktop and the service. And a lot of people that they miss about is the third-party tools that you have. I mean, you have Tableau Editor, you have Dex Editor. These are the most common ones. Sorry, Dex Studio. But there are other ones like you have PBI Inspector, you have PBI Explorer, then you have Measure Killer. And I will
Measure
recall I had
killer.
it's called a measure killer. It
Okay.
actually kills the measures in your model. And
Amazing.
it's
Okay.
fantastic. And that's the thing. And what I like
I don't
about
need
them,
a
right?
tool for that.
Well, if you have more than 1,000 measures, you need a tool for that.
Hmm.
You can't just look at everything by your own eyes, right? And why they are my favorite is like most of them are free. I mean, for Tableau Editor 3, you need to pay a license, but other than that, they are all free. So you have so much power in your hands. And the sad thing is, most people don't know about it.
Hmm.
And then I will recall a conversation I had with one of my teammates, and when I hired him and I was guiding him through everything, and his question is like, "But Dhyan, if I use these tools, isn't it like cheating that I am finishing my things instead of 4 hours in 1 hour?" And then that made me really think, like, does people really think in that way? That if you're trying to find a way to optimize your workload or the way you're doing things,
Mm-hmm.
and your employer is gonna think you are cheating because I hired you to do a 4 hour job and you're doing it in 1 hour.
Then we drink coffee for the other 3 hours, right? It's perfect.
Yeah, just chilling around.
Yeah. Well, that's really
So I
cool.
had to tell him, but it's like you need to think about in the way for the other 3 hours now you are free to do other things
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
other than the coffee. I mean, you can't just have a coffee for 3 hours, but maybe you can. But then you can
Challenge
focus on other
accepted.
things.
Yeah, I actually had no idea there were third-party tools that fit into Power BI. So today I've learned. Very
They
cool.
are like a game changer. Like
Yeah.
once you get to know them, there's no just going back. Like I've been working in Power BI for a couple of years, and now when I look at just desktop, well, it doesn't excite you anymore. You know, you've been like, yeah, I'm used to this, and there's new things coming up. Like every
Mm-hmm.
month you have new Power BI release. But when you look into those tools and you realize that they are all open source, well, okay, correction, they're all free. Maybe not all of them are open source,
Mm-hmm.
but they give you so much power and flexibility in your hands. All you need to do is just explore.
Very cool.
That's my favorite data thing.
Nice.
Did you ever run into issues with that in your consultant life with customers being like, yeah, but we cannot use that because they're not official?
That's a very good point. It does happen actually, surprisingly, a lot of time because you need to install them in your machine, and then you need to raise a ticket to the IT. You don't have admin rights to your machine and all. And now here's the pretty part. Some of those tools you can install because they only install for your users. So you don't need admin permission. Some of
Mm.
them, not all of them, but some of them. And a lot of time I've been in situation that my IT scanned my machine. They're like, oh, you have this tool that we don't approve of. You need to get rid of it. I'm like, well, I'm gonna raise a ticket and ask that everyone should be allowed to have those tools. So it's also about the awareness in the other than the market, it's also the IT admins that we have. Like they don't always know that what other tools they need to approve. Like desktop comes from Microsoft, so it's automatically kind of, let's say, approved for Windows, but not the third-party tools.
So these third-party tools are for like the development stage of things. When you like publish the reports, they don't need them, but you're just using it to make it easier to create the measures or do whatever in the development process. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So
Cool.
they can do multiple things. Let's say you have a model. So I have worked with a model with 1,000 measures and 18 fact tables. It was a mess, right? 33 KPIs in one report. And how do you
Wow.
optimize this model? You can't just look through every measure.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of time when this development happens, like you are developing it for 6 months, 1 year, you end up with duplicating the measures. And then if you use measure killer, they tell you, oh, you have 6 measures. That's basically the same definition. Why do
Oh,
you need 6 of
interesting.
them?
Okay.
Just get rid of them.
Hmm.
So they help you to optimize and make your work more efficient. And then if you use, like, if you want to focus on best practices, like, there are ways of doing things and there is the best way of doing something.
Mm-hmm.
So that's also where these third-party tools come in. Like you can actually go through your model or report and see what are the best practices violation. And you can actually stop users from publishing reports in Power BI that you don't meet this organization criteria we have. Can't let you publish it to production. It's something in preview, and I'm doing a session on it in 2 days. So that's in latest in my
Perfect.
head. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, very cool. Awesome.
I got a good feeling about this. The
That's gonna
session.
be great.
I have no idea about the tool, obviously.
I hope so too. I have my fingers crossed.
So, when you're not using third-party tools and when you're not fixing reports and making sure people don't publish stuff they shouldn't publish, what I'm saying is when you're not working, what is your favorite non-data thing to do?
Well, I would like to go against the rules, and I can
Uh-oh.
tell you 2 non-data things. But
Oh
it's
my
not always.
goodness.
So it's more about a seasonal thing. I mean, let's put into the context. I live in Sweden, right? So the life you live in summer is totally different than the life you have in winters because the situation doesn't allow, the geography doesn't allow it. So from that perspective, in summer I'll enjoy driving. So I come from India, and if you have been to India, India is a mess when it comes to traffic and driving. So when I was in India, I never dared to drive. I'm just gonna stay away and never drive a car because everyone has the priority over somebody who's
Okay.
in an automobile, right?
Interesting.
And then I moved to Sweden and I realized people are so nice. They let you go before. So how about I enjoy driving here? So I started driving in Sweden. So it's been 3 years. And then I still don't dare to drive in India. Then last year we went to Malta. We thought, yeah, let's try to drive. I have a driving license now,
Yeah.
and we started driving. The problem is in Sweden, you drive on the right hand, but in Malta, you drive on the left.
Yeah.
And being a new driver, it's very difficult for me to, like, almost impossible to be on my side of the road now. And I'm
Yeah.
always going to the other side of the road. And Malta is like an island nation, right? So they have this small street somewhere, and you look at Google Maps, like, yeah, take a right there. Like, there's a house there. I don't want to go to somebody's house by taking a right. And then
Yeah.
when you pass through it, you realize there is this alley somewhere that you don't see because your angle is not right. And then we are trying to take a roundabout with 8 exit, and it took me 3 turns, 3 trials to get
Oh
into the
boy.
right exit. That was crazy.
Yeah.
So that was that. And then one more incident I would recall. So in summer vacation this time, Jess, I hope you get your vacation soon as well, not the kitchen renovation one.
Yep. Yep.
We were in so we were in Croatia and thought, let's take a car. I know how to drive now. Then first we took a taxi from airport to the hotel we were staying, and then the way people drive there, if you've seen this bus driver from Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, like, Ernie, there is an old lady, and he just brakes. And when I was in that situation, I'm like, I don't think it's safe for me to drive here. I'm just gonna stick to driving in Sweden. So
Okay. So Sweden is like a good place to drive.
Sweden is a good place to
Calm.
drive, at least for me.
People let you go.
Calm, people give you respect, people give you priorities. You don't
Okay.
have to feel like you are racing against everyone else.
Okay. Okay.
So that was
Where's
the
the fun
summer
in
part.
that? Where is the fun in that?
We can say it. I need to think about that. But right now, my priority is more about safety of myself and the people who's riding with me.
Totally understand.
Yep.
So your favorite non-data thing is surviving in traffic. Okay.
That's a That's a pretty way to put it. Yes, I agree.
Perfect.
And yeah, now you're talking about seasons. So in winters, I like to watch a lot of animes. I would say I'm a hardcore anime fan because in winters you can't really enjoy driving outside in Sweden as well. So in winter we stay home and we watch all kind of Japanese or whatever animes comes our way, Netflix or whatever.
Interesting. Very cool. Do you have a particular series that's your favorite, or just any of it?
There are favorites, so and they keep changing, right? Because it's a limited series, and after that they
Okay.
stop making it. So right
Mm-hmm.
now I would say it's something called as a Demon Slayer. It's like
Okay.
traditional vampire hunter and vampire things with Japanese twist in it. So that's what's been going on. And before that there was something called as Attack on Titan. That's like all old. So it's like we find some new things to watch every winter.
Very
That's
cool.
on the agenda this winter.
Awesome. Two good non-data things. I think we'll let you have two. That's fine.
Thank you.
I'm not in charge of anything, so if Jess says it's fine, I guess it's fine.
It's true. It's true. All right. Well, the last thing we like to talk about on this podcast is the fact that we're always hungry, and so we like to discuss favorite foods. So, do you have a favorite food, either from your homeland or from your new location?
I do actually. I have. Okay, I'm gonna stick to one because
Okay.
food is like personal,
Yeah,
right?
don't overstay it here. I mean, let's not stretch it. We gave you 2 for your favorite non-data thingy.
Okay, so
I
I'll
think
stick to
one
one
food will
food,
have
right?
to do.
So there is this thing called as crispy fried Sichuan duck. It's the Chinese cuisine from Sichuan,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and they are spicy as hell. It's a killer, and it makes you suffer twice, if you know what I mean.
Okay. Good to
Right?
know.
And it reminds you that your action that give you pleasure, they also gives you the pain.
Okay. Okay.
And you can find it in Stockholm. And I know Ben is here for FebCon, and I don't know just if you are here, but if you are, I invite you for a crispy fried Sichuan duck.
I am not, and
See,
Ben is a little vegetarian for duck.
Okay.
that's the thing. Ben is
That's the
vegetarian,
killer.
and Jess is a little, despite the fact that Jess was not at FabCon 3 weeks ago. Jess doesn't do spicy food, if I remember
This is
correctly.
true.
Okay.
This is true. I'm not good with spicy at all. I like to. I feel like I'm building up, but I'm not sure I'm at spicy. That reminds you about it twice yet.
Then I won't be responsible for your murder.
Perfect.
Cool.
I have had crispy duck, which is not spicy, like the Chinese. You know, the pancakes. Is it?
The
Do
packing,
you
yeah,
eat
the
it in the
packing
same
duck.
way with the? Yeah.
They're two different, but I
Okay.
get you because I was in Beijing, and that's the first thing. Like if you are in Beijing, you must have it the packing duck where you
Okay.
roll it yourself in the
Yep.
pancake with different sauces and everything.
Yes. I love those. But how do you eat this duck? Not as pancakes, just as a dish.
Well, in oversimplified terms, it's like fried chicken,
Okay.
but with a lot of spices, and there's a
Okay.
duck inside of a chicken.
I get you. I get you.
All of our friends with Chinese heritage were just like, what did he just say? Did he just say this is fried chicken?
Well, my wife is not here. I'm glad about that.
Perfect. Hopefully she doesn't watch the podcast then.
She will, and
Okay.
I was
that's
going
our
to say, I'll
painting
get
you
her the
see
link.
behind in my back. So she's gonna watch it. Like, okay, let's see what have you done today.
Perfect.
Let's see what he said
I hope
about
she forgets in
fried
a
chicken.
month.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, maybe there's a way you could introduce me to her just so I can make sure to remind her of watching that episode.
You have met her, Ben, when we were in Data Saturday Stockholm.
Oh yeah, that is right.
Yeah,
See?
we have seen her.
There you go.
If I had thought that far away, I would have switched contact details with her to make sure that I can get her that link. But as always, past Ben did not think far enough.
Come on, Ben.
I mean,
Next time.
Exactly. See, there's another reason for me to be back in Stockholm, I guess.
Very true.
Not that you ever need a reason, unless it's winter. Then you don't. Then you need
Don't.
reasons not to go. But
The winter has a charm, but if you come late in January or February, in December, it's a more slushy winter here. You have a lot of snow and slush, and you don't want to walk into it. If you come late, then you get this white one winter wonderland feeling.
I was going to say, it's not Stockholm, but it's Oslo. But I'm really looking forward to Fabric February, but I'm also not looking forward to Oslo in early February. Because,
Yeah.
This year it was freakish cold.
Mm.
I was not prepared for that. I don't have the equipment to survive in
Yeah.
those kind of temperatures. Anyways, it was really nice seeing you again. I mean, you saw me for half the episode until my camera decided to play some shenanigans. So
It's
there's
perfect.
that. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having
Jess.
me.
Thank you everyone for watching, and we see you all next week with another friend and a hopefully working camera again. Bye.
Perfect. Bye, folks.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.